Welcome back, I'm Carissa and today we are in the flower shed. I've done a tour of this shed before. I use it for cutting, I use it for arranging my bouquets, storing my supplies, and also drying my flowers. It's an unheated structure and it actually does a really good job at all of those things. So I'm really happy to have this space. Today I thought I would get ahead of schedule and start to make some dried flower bouquets for the spring. There's a local shop in my neighborhood that sells my seasonal bouquets, but I also bring other seasonal items as well, wreaths and that type of thing. So I thought making some dried flower bouquets for the springtime would be a great offering at that little shop. So these are all flowers that I grew here on my flower farm. And like I said, I dried them here in this shed. And they've all held up to the fluctuating temperatures very well. The trick is to make sure that all of the moisture content is removed from your flowers before your first frost, because that's what's going to change their texture and color. So these ones have done pretty good. I will still sort of hand pick the ones that look a little bit less desirable. But my goal today is just to make a few different types, maybe a couple of each different type, and just go for a monochromatic color scheme. I think that's really pleasing and most people tend to like the monochromatic style. So here are a few other things that I've made. This is just a little vase I picked up at a store and I sort of went with that theme, the orange and reds, to sort of play off of that vase look. And then this little jar, I usually have a candle in, but I took it out for storage. And you can see it's almost like a little terrarium. I've got some more dried things in there, some moss, and then it's actually really cute when the candlestick is in there. And these are actually quite popular. I've sold a lot of these little candlesticks. And another one is this little jar with the cork lid. I noticed that there's some moisture in there, so I'm going to make sure I keep this open so my flowers don't rot. Like I said, making sure all the moisture content, I'm going to take my own advice, making sure the moisture content is all gone from your dried flowers. Make sure that they don't rot or change in their look and texture. So I'm just going to make sure the lid is off on this one. Okay, so my plan, like I said, I'm going to make a couple of each different variety and maybe stick to some purples, some more warmer tones, maybe even some neutrals, and see how far I get. I also have some cellophane because the tricky thing with dried flowers is obviously the storage, right? Keeping the dust off, keeping the spiders off. So I want to present these to my future customers in the best, for the best quality possible, and I don't want them to be dusty or infested with spiders. So I think the cellophane will be good until my customers can bring them home. And to tie up my bouquets, I will be using some twine, and then to finish it off, some ribbon in the color I'm sort of using for my flowers. I think that'll really make them look very finished and put together. Okay, so let's get into it. I think I'm going to start with purple because I seem to have a ton of it right here. Similar to when you're making a fresh bouquet, you want all the elements that make up a nice variety. So you want your fillers, you want your focals, you want your spike texture, and that sort of thing. So I'm going to be using this purple statice as a filler. So there we go. I think that's quite beautiful. And then I have some dried zinnias in the middle. Of course they're dried. For my spike element, I think I'm going to be using this nepeta. It sort of has a purple tinge to it, and I think that'll look really nice in there. Okay, I grabbed a few more items. I have a still bee spike here, and it's sort of the purple look for there. And it sticks with our purple theme. Some nigella pods. And lastly, some allium spikes. Okay, I think that is quite beautiful. Just a variety of textures and keeping in my purple theme. I think I'm quite happy with that. Okay, I think it's a little small, so I'm going to add some more purple statice around the base. Okay, I quite like that. I think it looks very cute. Now I will just trim off the stems. Typically with fresh bouquets you want to do the same thing. You're just going to be cutting to the shortest branch just so they're all the same size. Okay, I think my sleeves are a little bit too small, so my next bouquets will be smaller to fit this size until I can get my hands on a larger sleeve. But I really like that. It adds a finished off look. So from here, I will just add a label to the bag, and then like I said, the coordinating ribbon, and then that one will be ready to be sold. All right, I seem to have a lot of white, so I think I'm going to bust out a couple white ones. And just like with fresh flowers, it seems like if you do an assembly line, it can really help you get a lot done in a quicker amount of time. So I'm going to be laying out a bunch of the white ones and just start wrapping. Okay, I've gathered some of my white materials. Again, we're gonna go for a monochromatic look. So I have strawflower and yarrow, and this time I'm going to be careful not to make these too big because like I said, that cellophane wrapper is not huge. And this is, I believe, some baby's breath. Another nice texture. I think this is helichrysum, licorice, silver licorice plant. And I have some feverfew. I think this is the single variety, just the simple looking one. This is flax flower, but these are the seed heads. They just add that beautiful touch of whimsy. And then to finish it off, I will do some statice. You know what? The feverfew doesn't look so good in there. I'm taking it out. I'm not sure what flower this is. I want to say a Cosmo, but I'm really not sure. But it goes with our color scheme. Okay, a little bit more straw flower, and then we're good. Oh, this is a fun texture as well. This is, I think, rabbit bush. It's almost like a sage, and it's quite fluffy. Adds a fun texture. I think I'll add that. And trimming the bottom. Okay. That is a better size, I believe. That fits the bag very, very nicely. Okay, I have put together my 3 whites, or neutral, and they all look roughly the same. So there they are. I think I'm quite happy. They look even a little bit professional. And here we have my purples. I couldn't resist adding a little bit of pink. I think it still fits in with that monochromatic style. And I'm pretty happy with how these look. I think my last color palette, I'm going to be doing some reds and maybe yellows. Just trying to offer, you know, as many different color variations as I can to suit all the different preferences. So I've got strawflower, a dahlia. This one seems to be too tall, so I think I'll get rid of that. Some more feverfew. This one looks nice in there. And some yarrow. A little bit statice. There we go, another little cutie. I think with this one, this sort of peach color might really suit the red and yellow. And there it is. I really like this one. Okay, in my last color palette, there is my assortment. Okay, I have finished, I think nine of them, and I think that's good for today. The nice thing about having this shed is I can leave it messy. I can keep everything here and I don't have to set it up for next time. So I'm just gonna leave this here and then it'll be ready for me together some more. And I think this will be my next color palette, that burgundy with the pink and maybe the subtle gray. I think that'll be nice. So this is here to remind me. I'll work on that one next. Here is what I put together. Okay, so here we have my purples and pinks. We have a trio of those. And then we have a trio of the reds and yellows, the sort of warm tones. And then last, the white. Well, that was a lot of fun for me. I hope it gave you some ideas to use your own dried flowers, or maybe incentive to start growing your own dried flowers this coming spring and summer. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.